going to be doing some practice with special angles, specifically with triangles and with vertical angles, supplementary angles, and complementary angles. So let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and try this question out on your own. Find the value of x. The equation that you could have set up was 14x minus 16 equals 180 because 7 plus 5 plus 2 is 14. Negative 11, negative 2 plus negative 5 is negative 16. Add 16 to both sides, we get 14x equals 196. Divide both sides by 14 and we get x equals 14. Here we have an exterior angle of 127 that's supplementary to one of the internal angles, interior angles, and we're asked to find this value for x. Go ahead and try this one out on your own. What you should have found is that this interior angle right here is 53 because 53 plus 127 is 180, and we know that both those angles add up to 180 because they form a straight line, which means that they are supplementary angles. And if this is 53 and this is 59 and this is x, we can create the equation x plus 59 plus 53 equals 180. 59 plus 53 is 112. And therefore, we subtract 112 from both sides. X equals 68. Here we're asked to find the measurement of all three of these angles. 1, 2, 3. 1 is an exterior angle supplementary to an interior angle. And 2 and 3 are interior angles. Go ahead and try this out on your own. It might actually be easier to start off with number 2 and then go to number 1 and then go to number 3. What you should have found is that number 1 is 125 degrees, and we can do this multiple ways. We can use the triangle sum theorem and discover that this is 55 degrees, and we can do 180 minus 55 to get 125. We can also know that the interior angles that are opposite of the 125 are going to add up to get us to the exterior angle, the 125, so angle 1. And 70 plus 55 is 125. Number 2 is 55 degrees because they are vertical angles from one another. To get number 3 then, we would have to figure out that this is 30 degrees because these two angles are supplementary angles. And then 55 plus 30, and then do 180, subtract 30 and 55. And what we get is 95 degrees. So again, number 1, 125 degrees, number 2, 55 degrees, and number 3 is 95 degrees. Go ahead and try this one out on your own. Here we know that these two angles right here will add up to 148, because remember the opposite angles of an exterior angle, if it's supplementary to this part right here, if it's supplementary to this, will be the sum of these two angles combined. So we can set up the equation to be 2x minus 5, this angle right here, and this angle right here. Add them together, they should get us this exterior angle right there. Combine like terms, we get 3x minus 20 equals 148. Add 20 to both sides. Multiply both sides by 1/3. We find that x equals 56. Oops, same question. Similar question. Go ahead and try this one out on your own. We can find the value of x by knowing that, again, the two other interior angles, the opposite interior angles, are going to be added together equal to this exterior angle right here. So we got 2x plus 27 plus 2x minus 11 equals 100. Combine like terms, 4x plus 16 equals 100. Minus 16 from both sides, multiply both sides by 1/4. We find that x equals 21. Here it says, suppose the wheelchair ramp shown makes a 12-degree angle with the ground. What is the measure of the angle the ramp makes with the van floor? So we're asked to find this angle right here. Okay, go ahead and try that one out on your own. What you should have found was that x equals 78 because all three of these angles, 90 and 12 and this unknown angle, have to add up to 180. 90 plus 12 is 102. Subtract 102 from both sides. We find that that angle is 78. Here we're asked to find the value of both x and y. Let's start with finding the value of x. Go ahead and try that out on your own. Here we can find out x by knowing that all three of these angles have to add up to 180. So 4x minus x plus 7x is going to be 10x. 30 plus 100 is 130. We've added all three of those angles together. All that should equal 180. Subtract 130 from both sides. We get 10x. Multiply both sides by 1/10. We get x equals 5. Now that we know that x equals 5, go ahead and use that information to find the value of the exterior angle y. What you hopefully found was that y is 145 degrees because 7x, we know what x is, it's 5, so 7 times 5. So this angle is 35, and y plus 35 has to equal 180 because they are supplementary angles because they form a straight line. So therefore y plus 35 equals 180. Subtract 35 from both sides. Y is 145. Here we're asked again to find the value of x. Go ahead and try this one out on your own. Here what we needed to establish was that this interior angle that we didn't know beforehand is 81 degrees because 81 plus 99 is 180. Therefore, all three of these angles are going to add up to 180. So therefore, we add them all together and we find that equals 5x plus 140. Subtract 140 from both sides, multiply both sides by 1/5. You get x equals 8. Determine if the following triangle is possible. This triangle A, B, C. Go ahead, try that out on your own. What you should have found was that this triangle is not possible. And the reason for that is because if we find the supplementaries to each one of these angles to find the angle measures of all the interior angles, we find that A has an angle measure of 105, C 58, and B is 83. And if we were to add those together, it would be 246 degrees, not 180 degrees like it's supposed to be. Okay? So therefore, this triangle is not possible. Here, not triangle ABC, triangle M and O. There we go. Is triangle M and O a possible triangle? Explain using specific measurements. What you should have found was that this angle or this triangle was possible. The reason for that being is that if we were to find the interior angles, they would be 58, 47, and 75. And if we were to add those together, those do add up to 180 degrees. So the interior angles of that triangle are 180 degrees, so therefore that triangle is possible.